All right, good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you probably till 5 o'clock. I have an appointment again today. I had to go and do something for the church today. I might stay a little late, but I can't stay very late. So, what's up, everybody? Let me say hello to the few people who are here so far. Robert Willis. What's up with you? Good afternoon. Daryl in the house, representing Forest Park, Mexico today. All right. Hola. Terry in the house, representing downtown. Got Preston in the house, representing Avondale. Say we just about made it through another work week. All right. LaDonna in the house, representing Covington. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I got a few things that I want to discuss today. I guess I'll start with the obvious. Good afternoon, Drea, representing Sycamore Township. I guess I'll start with the obvious. Seabreeze representing Boston. Good afternoon. Logic Slayer in the house. Good afternoon, Logic Slayer. Maybe I'll wait a few minutes to get more of the hellos in. Ron in the house. Good afternoon, Ron. Good afternoon. Got Ruby Samuels in the house, representing Gulf Manor. Good afternoon, Ruby. You don't hear very many Rubies nowadays. I want more people to name their daughters Ruby. Y'all going fast on me now. Oh, Bonita in the house, representing Mount Airy. Good afternoon. Tria in the house, representing Columbia Township. Good afternoon. We got Erica, representing Reading. Good afternoon, Erica. Seabreeze says, Emmanuel, are you a cheap social media talk show hoe? I heard that. No, I'm not. DeAndre in the house. Good afternoon, DeAndre. We got Pat in the house. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Got Lewis in the house, representing Sharonville. Good afternoon. Scott in the house, representing West Walnut Hills. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. For those of you who don't watch Wyatt live, first, you should. It's a good show. It's a good show. Secondly, I didn't because I didn't catch the show until like 2:45-ish. I think it was around 2:40, 2:45 is when I start catching it. And then at the very end of the show, he said that I didn't really catch it all because, I had to stop and get some gas and all that kind of stuff. But something about being a hoe and a cheap hoe, the cheapest hoe. And I'm like, I must have missed something because that didn't sound normal to me. So I know I missed something, but it was something I didn't thoroughly get it. I didn't thoroughly get it, but I do not consider myself a cheap hoe. No, I do not. I told y'all I do this for one reason. I do this because y'all asked me to do it. I was done. I was out. I was out the game. I was done. They said you got to go. I was ready to go. I left, and then y'all said, come on, man, we still want to hear you talk. And so I said, all right, I'll talk for y'all. Here's what I'll tell y'all. When y'all stop listening, I'll stop talking on here. When y'all stop listening, I'll stop talking. When I look up here and I have, less than 10 people watching on any given day, I don't know why that's my bar. It's low. But less than 10 people watching on any given day, I won't do the show no more. And my life will be just fine without it. So that's why I do it. Do that make me a cheap hoe? I'm not sure. Again, I missed the setup behind it. So I'm not sure what he was saying exactly. So yeah, I missed the setup. Preston says it was kind of a metaphor, nothing more. Yeah, but I didn't get the metaphor. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it's me. I'm not that smart. Everybody know that. So maybe it's me, but I didn't get the metaphor. And so maybe, by whatever that definition is, I might be considered that, but I don't consider myself to be that. But if you don't watch his show, you should check it out. You should check it out. And if you sending clips of people's show, because people do this with me as well. If you are sending clips of people's shows to other people to try to get them fired up and, create drama, stop. Stop. That's kind of weak. Let me tell y'all, here's where I stand with everybody. I ain't got no beef with none of them. Well, I almost ain't got no beef with none of them. Here's where I stand on Lincoln. Lincoln got beef with me because I told the truth. I'm comfortable with that. Hold on a second. Hold on. Sorry about that. Lincoln got beef with me because I told the truth. I'm comfortable with that. I got no beef with Lincoln. I got no beef with Wyatt. None. Nathan got beef with me. How do I put that? Because he is not a person who thinks for himself. And he let somebody tell him something that wasn't true, and he wasn't man enough to ask the question of whether or not what he was told was true. And so then he went around spreading lies. And so if anything, that would be the beef that I have with him, is that he's not enough of a man to approach another man and say, I heard this happened, or I got a problem with you about this, and whatever. But he ain't got no problem approaching a woman saying that. So that's the issue that I have with him. But it ain't because of, really, any other stuff. That's it. You are not going to make me have any sort of beef with anybody based on something that they said on the show, whether they disagree with me, whether they agree with me, whether they taking shots at me, because for me, I think that stuff is funny. If I turn on a show and I hear people taking shots at me, at least I hope the shots are funny. If I hear people taking shots at me, then I'm like, I hope the shot is funny. Give me something to laugh about. And it gives me an opportunity to kind of go back with that person, and that be that. So, yeah, if you run around sending people clips and stuff, oh, did you hear what he said? I know he was talking about you. He didn't say your name, but I know he was talking about you. See, you said this 3 days ago, and now he bringing it up, so I know that's what he was referring to. You weak. You weak. So, that's that. I'm not beefing with hardly anybody. And again, the beef that I have with the people that I have beef with, I'm not even all that serious about it. Like, even Nathan, if Nathan came up to me, this wouldn't happen. But even if Nathan came up to me and said, hey man, I want to just squash everything, I would be, no hesitation, no questions, no nothing. I would just be like, all right, cool. Because I'm not really beefing with nobody. It ain't that big of a deal. And you not going to make me beef with nobody. I'm not beefing with Twin, no matter how many times he call in and be disrespectful. I'm not beefing with Ron, no matter how many times he call in and cuss me out. I'm not beefing with CK, whether he agree with me or disagree with me or whatever. I'm not beefing with nobody, man. Life is too short to be running around actively beefing with people. There's a difference between passive beef and active beef. I don't sit and ponder all of that stuff in my head. Now y'all curious. So, no, nobody called, at least I don't think, nobody called me a cheap hoe. At the end of Wyatt's show, he was saying that basically everybody who's doing this, and if I mess this up, whatever, again, I didn't thoroughly get it, but everybody who's doing this, talking about all of these issues, in particular, I felt like he was saying the like the presidential campaign, if you out here, stumping for the Democrats and you out here stumping for the Republicans and you out here doing this and you out here doing that. And, that all of us in this kind of media space is kind of being hoes for somebody. All of us are. And he said that he was the cheapest hoe of them all because he doing his for free. It made me laugh. It did. But so I think I kind of understood what he thought, but I wasn't 100% sure. But I'm like, I ain't no hoe. My mama ain't raised no hoe. Oh, why can't I think of his name? I can see his face. The city council member who got in trouble. I can't think of his name. I can see his face. I can see him crying after the unrest that last time. I can see him talking. I can see him saying, "I'm gonna be on your show," but then refusing to come on my show and going on Lincoln's show instead. Thank you, Jeff Pastor. Jeff Pastor. I could see his face and all that stuff, but I could not remember his name. I'm with Jeff. My mama ain't raised no hoe. Oh, that was funny to me. But hello, I missed a whole lot of the hellos. Let me go back. See if I think the last one I said was Scott. Hold on, let me go back. Because I got to say hello to everybody. Yes, Scott said hello from Westmoreland Hills. Beth. Oh, Beth in the house. Beth, she says there are no Beths. You know what a Beth was when we was in college? I shouldn't even say it, but it fits with what we were just saying. You know what I'm saying? This chick, whatever, and everybody would be like, so-and-so, and then she's a Beth. A Beth was a big, extra thick hoe. And it meant she was, a large woman. But that's what it was. A Beth was a big, extra thick hoe. That wasn't very nice of those people to say that about those women. But good afternoon, Beth. Appreciate you checking us out. Ruby say, leave my name alone. That's what they were. Wait a minute. Leave my name alone. That what their kids back in the days. I think she's saying that's what people named their kids back in the day. I want them to bring it back. Let me see. Tanika in the house. Good afternoon, Tanika. I know she's representing Orlando, Florida. We got LaDonna in the house. Daryl in the house. Preston, he's the one who said it was a metaphor. Dwayne, good afternoon, Dwayne. Lil Nick, Antonio in the house. What's up? Thank you for checking us out. We got Crystal in the house representing the Christ Hospital. Pamela, good afternoon, representing North Avondale. Janice, good afternoon. Janice say she a paralegal. She ain't worried about what y'all talking about. She know the law. Good afternoon. Let me see. Preston, talking about people sending clips to people. Say, yeah, we don't condone that sucker shit. I like to think my older brothers and sisters would be more polished than that, right? Steban, good afternoon. Brent in the house representing Dallas, Texas. We got Carolyn Smith in the house. Good afternoon. My OSHA says, what did I just walk in on? I'm not even sure. Brent says, humor me, please. Why won't you just be the bigger person? Because I'm literally the smaller person. Then here's my take on the bigger person. If you didn't start it and you don't kind of perpetuate it, you don't have to be the one to try to work extra hard to end it. You just let it be what it's going to be. I'm the bigger person in the sense that ain't that big of a deal. And like I said, if he, came up like, look, bro, I said some false things about you and kind of spread them through the community, and I apologize. I shouldn't have done that. I'll be like, man, look, I appreciate that. I didn't have no beef with you in the beginning. I ain't got no beef with you now. And it's all water under the bridge. So I think that is being the bigger person, but I'm literally the smaller person. Cindy in the house says, hey, peeps. Jason in the house. Jason Dockery, representing Fairfield. Good afternoon. Let me see. Yeah, little nigga, I ain't beefing with nobody. I ain't beefing with nobody. A few people want to catch me in traffic and do bad stuff to me, but other than that, life is good. Life is good. I'm not even beefing with, what's his name, Lawrence? Goes by LG, Lawrence, Black Russian, and I think it's another name or two that he goes by. I'm not even beefing with him. I'm not. Some of this stuff, people take stuff way too serious. It ain't that serious. Let's see. DeAndre in the house. Good afternoon. Tria says that's childish AF to be doing all that video sending anyway. It is, but people do it. Like I said, people send me clips, and I'll be like, so? Because I'm not getting bothered by anything that anybody say. Let me see. Anybody? Rilo, good afternoon. Rilo want to know, what are my thoughts on Judge Joe Brown's interview with Kamala? I didn't see it. I'll go look it up. Judge Joe Brown, I've always thought Judge Joe Brown was, even when he had his little show, he was kind of out there, and when I say out there, I don't mean like crazy, but I've always not understood his belief system. And he's always struck me as one of those people who has a love affair with power and fame. And to me, people like that are weird. There's a lot of people like that. But to me, people like that are weird. So I'll look it up and check it out. But I don't really expect too much from Judge Joe Brown. And look, that don't mean he's not an intelligent guy. It just mean I believe his belief system is on a different level than mine, whether that's higher or lower. I don't know, but it's definitely has always seemed different. Even when I used to watch his show, for real. I used to watch his show and think, this dude is kind of out there. He's kind of out there. So, no, I didn't see it, but I'll check it out. Ron say, best believe I ain't beefing with you either. That's good to know, Ron. Let me see. A lot of people telling me Jeff Pastor. My mama ain't raised no hoe. Nat Turner, representing the West Side. Good afternoon, Nat. We got Lewis in the house. CK, good afternoon, CK. Let me see. Beth. That's what we called them. It wasn't nice. Janice says, that's utter BS. Gee, there is absolutely nothing wrong with vigorously supporting a candidate. All right. That's shameful that y'all called your classmates big extra thick hoes. They were big and some of them were extra thick. I don't know about the whole part, but Lamont in the house. Lamont says, grand day, powerful royal from Dent. All right, representing Dent. Vincent in the house. Blue Ash say, what's good? What's good with you? Brenda in the house, representing Fairfield. Good afternoon. We got, let me see. We got Twin. He just a piece of something extra ass? What? Nate want to know who y'all slandering. Nobody yet, but I'm certain we'll get to it. Good afternoon, Nate. Mary in the house, just dropping in, representing White Oak. Good afternoon. Ron says, I haven't heard any false allegations against you, did I? I ain't no telling. Ain't no telling. Let me see. Let me see. Joe Brown is trash and he talks too damn slow. I hate slow talkers. He do talk slow. Mike representing, he on his way to Gatlinburg. All right. Let me see. Joe Brown is a little nuts. Always has been. Just weird. Yeah. Joe Brown accused Tina Turner of being the aggressor. She might have been once or twice. You never know. Joe Brown's a straight narcissist. Vincent says, I don't beef, because like Biggie wrote, beef is when you need two gats to go to sleep. Beef is moms ain't safe in the street. Too much comes with beef. All right. We're quoting Biggie. I guess ain't nothing wrong with quoting Biggie. LaDonna want to know if Judge Joe Brown got a show. I don't know. I always see little clips of him. People, it always cracks me up. And I got no problem with it. But I just think it's funny. If I hold a certain belief, and there's some more famous person out there that espouses the same belief that I hold, I come in, or I quote that person, or I play the clip that person said, whatever it is that I believe in, and somehow that validates my opinion because somebody more famous or more rich or whatever agrees with my thought processes. I don't operate like that. I don't. And maybe one of these days I'm going to do a show where if I actually get a chance to do any show prep one day, I'm going to do a show where I say something, this is what I believe. And then I play a clip from 3 different famous people or people, somebody that people look up to. I play a clip from 3 different famous people who say the same thing that I said. And then that should prove my point that I'm right. And if you don't agree with me, then you're wrong. I don't understand people who do. Judge Joe Brown said so-and-so. So that's Judge Joe Brown. He got a right to his opinion. Just because Judge Joe Brown said it don't make it so. Just because Shannon Sharp said it don't make it so. Just because Cat Williams said it don't make it so. Just because, whoever, name your person, don't make it so. It just means they agree with me on that point. But there are people who that sways them. Like, I said so-and-so. Boom, he say this. Boom, there's the clip. See? I told y'all. I don't like that. That just means somebody agree with you. That's it. I bet I would have to scour. But I bet I could scour the internet and find clips of famous people who say stuff that line up with stuff I've said. But that don't make it powerful. That just means it's a second person who believes what I said. But y'all buy it. Like, y'all buy it. If Kamala Harris, I say it so-and-so, and then Kamala Harris say it, and then y'all hear Kamala say it, Kamala said it. Well, Barack Obama said it. I'm one of these people. I said it. I believe it. And I don't care who don't agree with me. And I don't care who agree with me. Now, I do have to admit, every once in a while, I'll say something, and there'll be some weird person. I'm going to stop using weird, because I know it's a buzzword that the Democrats are trying to use, even though it's accurate. But I don't want to, play into their game. But even if it's some weird person, like I say something and then some Klansman say something, and sometimes I'll be like, okay, I have to rethink my position because he agreed with me. You know what I'm saying? But no, he can be right sometime. He can be right sometime. So I have to admit, I have done that. But for the most part, I said it. I don't care if you agree. I don't care if you disagree. I don't care who agrees and who disagrees. I said that thing. That's what I believe. That's what I feel. That's what I think. If you want to change my mind, bring me some actual factual information. Let me look at it, ponder it, because I've changed my mind on things before. Not based on what Barack Obama said, what Dr. Martin Luther King said. That don't change my mind. I don't agree with everything Dr. King said. I don't. I mean, I like Dr. King in terms of, I never met the guy, of course. But I like, the idea of Dr. King, all of that kind of stuff. He seemed to be a good, wise guy. But I don't agree with everything Dr. King said. I don't agree with all of his tactics. I'm not sure that I'm going to let somebody slap me type of guy. I'm not sure that I'm going to let somebody spit on me type of guy. I understand the tactic and, how effective that it was in conjunction with other things, but me and Marty don't be agreeing on everything. So just because you got a clip where you said something and Marty said it, and then see what? You and Martin is wrong. So I get it. And a lot of y'all do. A lot of y'all go with it. And when people go to quoting people like, that proves something, I just proved that person said that, if that's even an actual quote. Genesis, in the real adult world, just say what you have to say and move on, right? But if it's slanderous, Blade, good afternoon, Blade. Thanks for checking out the show. Blade say Joe Brown is right every time. All right. Let's see. And Blade also says E-Man is perfect. Well, thank you. I appreciate you noticing that. Most people don't notice that. Most people, they be trying to find fault. But for somebody to actually notice it and then to verbalize it for the world to see, that's rare, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You're right. And I appreciate you noticing it. Crystal says, I don't like how Joe Brown talks down to people and calls them stupid because they don't understand legal jargon. Rilo says, I agree with the sentiment. Sentiment? I don't even know what that was. What did I just say? Sentiment. What is sentiment? I agree with your sentiment, E-Man. He seemed to have a personal vendetta against Kamala. Although her record as a prosecutor is kind of sketchy. All right. Blaze says, I'm famous. Because a lot of people know you don't make you famous. And by a lot, that's relative, right? Maybe, 1,000 people know me. Is that really famous? Sure, if I'm in a room of 1,000 people, I'm famous. In Cincinnati, what they say, we got 300,000 or so people just in Cincinnati proper. 1,000 of those people knowing me does not make me famous. So, and I don't even think 1,000 people know me. So, that's subjective. Let me see. You're Cincinnati famous. I don't know. I would say I was buzz famous. Buzz listeners knew me. And to them, I was famous. That ain't Cincinnati famous. Cincinnati famous. Y'all remember when, what was his name? He was the president of the union, of the Cincinnati police union. What was his name? He really very much seemed like a racist who wanted to see police exercise their power to a degree that they don't actually have power and hurt and harm people, in particular black people. No. He was the head of the union. I don't know about, no, not Fangman. Dan Hill, thank you. Remember he called my show? I was talking about, there was a case where the big guy who, I guess, had some sort of a mental disorder or whatever, attacked a police officer. And then that police officer ended up with some, I guess pretty serious injuries. But they went on ahead and apprehended the big black guy. I'm referring to him that way intentionally. They apprehended the big black guy. But Dan Hills came out and made a statement about, no, not at White Castle. It was at some place. I want to say it might have been at the Y, but I don't remember where it happened. And he wanted to, he came out and basically said that police, these are not his words, but this was what he was saying. That police officer should have shot the big black guy because police officers don't get paid to get beat up by people. And I was making the point that, hold on, that police officer, while it did look like he might have took a little bit of a whooping, somehow found a way to apprehend that suspect without killing him. So that kind of proves to me that deadly force wasn't necessary. So I didn't understand why the head of the police union would be encouraging deadly force in situations where deadly force is not necessary. And then I guess somebody heard, and then he called the show, and we were talking, and then he kind of tried to throw a shot at me, but people don't understand that's not a shot for me. That, well, I know Lincoln, but I don't even know who you are. That was a long way to go to say, if you're Cincinnati famous, the mayor know who you are, the police union know who you are, people who supposed to know who you are. I'm not Cincinnati famous. I wasn't even Cincinnati famous then. I was Buzz famous. Which I've calculated out that if I ran for some office, that would equate to about 3,000 votes. That would equate to about 3,000 votes. I came to that conclusion because I remember everybody who really pushed themselves, were either personalities on the radio station or really kind of made their name on the radio station and decided to run for office. They ended up getting roughly, 3,500, 4,000 votes. So Buzz famous equates to about 3,500 votes. Hold on, I'm losing all of the comments. I think I've said hello to everybody. I am HVWA famous. I might start a Hall of Fame, the HVWA Hall of Fame. And Gorgeous Rick Rhodes would definitely be in the Hall of Fame. All right, let me see. What was it that I wanted to talk about? Jerica says, oh, hey, twin, surprised to see you here. I thought you banned yourself. Did he? When did he ban himself? And I know Twin be hating on me on other shows and all that kind of stuff. That's fine. That's fine. We got room here for two-faced people, too. That's what we used to call people who did that. Two-faced. I don't know why we added that other ED on there. I think technically it's just two-faced, but we always called them two-faced. So you saying one thing about me over here, but then you, in my face, you saying something totally different. That's what we used to call them. I got room for two-faced people too, and I don't have beef with them. I don't have beef with them. Let's see. Got to start with the obvious. Again, Donald Trump at the National Association of Black Journalists. He was wild. He was wild. They let him be wild. I really don't understand why. I guess there's this certain, is the word deference that you're supposed to give to certain people. But if I'm interviewing Donald Trump and he like, that was a nasty question, and I'm not just going to sit there and act like I don't hear him say that. I'm going to respond. It's going to turn into an argument. But he, you know what I'm saying? He not going to do that to me. You're not going to do that to me. We're going to have problems. They're going to cut the interview quickly. They're going to cut the interview quickly, but I'm not just going to sit there and let you, you know what I'm saying, talk crazy to me. And I'm not, I guess they were trying to be professional. They were trying to be professional. But you can be professional and, stop people from saying nonsense. Or even let them say they nonsense, and then when they're done, retort professionally. But again, and I know I said I would, I watched what they call a supercut. So I didn't watch the entire thing from start to finish. But I feel like I saw enough. He just be, sorry, Janice, he just be being disrespectful. He be being disrespectful. And I guess they got to take it. If I don't take it, then I'm not being professional. My definition of professional and their definition of professional is different. But I do agree. I heard, was it Roland Martin? I heard somebody saying that Roland Martin asked, why wasn't there no black men up there? And when I saw it, that was the first thing that I thought. Where the brothers at? There are black male journalists. Why is it just black women? Like, don't get me wrong. I love black women. The darker, the better. I love black women. But y'all know when I'm hesitating. I was about to say something that I know wasn't going to come out right, so I just held it in because I want what I say to come out right, because people are always looking for a reason to be offended. So I'm going to probably just say what I'm going to say, and hopefully you don't be offended, because it's not meant to be offensive. But sometimes it take a man to step up and handle an aggressive man. There are men out here who will bully the heck out of all the women, but as soon as a man step up to him, he back down. And so I'm like, and that man don't even have to be aggressive. He just has to be a man. Look, y'all, I'm 5'5". When I was younger, I remember being 115 pounds. I remember being at Alabama State University. I remember going to this restaurant with these young ladies. They went in. Because I was a gentleman. We rolled in the vet. I was a gentleman. I let them off at the door. You know, vet was a stick shift. I parked the car. I go in, and there's this man. He was an Asian man. You know, I like the all-you-can-eat Chinese buffets. There was an Asian man, and he was giving them hell. Yeah. And they were trying to get back with him, but, I mean, he was a man, and they were, you know, young women. And I walked in, all 5'5", 115 pounds of me. Like, hey, don't talk to them like that. And he's like, okay, I'm so sorry. You want shit, bye. I'm like, yeah, that there you go. That's what you're supposed to be. That's what you're supposed to be on. That man wasn't scared of me. He wasn't scared of me. But it was just there's a different energy sometimes that a man brings to the table just by virtue of being a man. I think they needed a man up there. Changing that energy, just change it. And when he go talk how nasty she is, for that man to be like, hey, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. You up here, you say you came in good faith, so show some respect to these women. We're not going to do that sexist, crazy nonsense. Got me? Thank you. Now let's proceed. You know what I'm saying? Just something that simple. So, yeah. But yeah, he acted a fool. And of course, you know, they gonna pretend like he didn't do anything wrong, and he went into hostile territory, and so he had to be aggressive, and you know, all of that kind of stuff. But nobody was disrespectful to him. The questions that were asked of him were just regular questions. You said this, and this. So how are we supposed to trust you to do this? It's nothing nasty about that question. If you don't like what you said, stop saying shit that you don't like when somebody say it back to you. Simple. But yeah, they needed a man. But yeah, he got up there. He acted a fool. Those people who support him still gonna support him. Ron says she was extremely disrespectful, and she asked the questions in a very disrespectful manner. We can just be honest about it. She didn't ask the questions in a disrespectful manner. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. Y'all don't understand how frustrating it is.
Hi.
Stop it. I'm not looking for you. Let's see. Do I want the full event? I don't want to watch the full event.
If you're a business owner.
Yeah, I'm not trying to buy your animated videos, bro. All right, hold on, let's see. Are we there?
Who were American citizens to go back to where they came from.
Okay, hold on. Here's the question. I hope y'all can hear this.
Room, sir. Mr. President, we so appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir.
Okay. I'm going to break it up a little bit, y'all. But this is the question. First, she started by appreciating him giving her an hour of his time, right? I didn't hear anything disrespectful about it so far. I want Ron or some Republican or independent to tell me where the disrespectful part is, okay? So I'm going to roll it, and I'm going to break it up into pieces. This first question. I'm going to break it up into pieces because I want to know where the disrespectful part is, okay? Ron says she did the questions just like you do questions. That means she's very respectful. So let's go.
Time. I want to start by
She wants to start by addressing
the elephant in the room. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
That's the question. Everything she said is factually accurate. Nothing she said was disrespectful. So help me understand the disrespectful part. Help me understand the disrespectful part. That was the entire question. Can somebody tell me anything she said in that question that was disrespectful? Oh, now it's her energy. That was just very professional. She said, these are things that you've said and done, and now you want black voters. Why should they trust you? Her energy seemed absolutely fine to me. So we went from the questions were disrespectful to her energy was messed up. Let me just listen to her energy then. Sorry. I had to listen to the question again and hear her energy. Now, y'all just listen for energy. Feel the energy, okay? Because now that we've established the question ain't disrespectful. It's the energy that's disrespectful. So let's feel the energy. I'm going to feel the energy.
Mr. President, we so appreciate you giving us an hour of your time.
That's bad energy.
I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
I was feeling energy. That just felt like professional journalistic energy. That felt like professional journalistic energy. Oh, because it was aimed at your guy. It's negative, nasty, bad energy, disrespectful. I didn't hear any of that. I didn't hear any of that. Tria says, who said something about her energy? Ron, that was Ron. Hold on, what? Ron says, eating, my guy. Idiots. What? It is. It is what it is. I am even voting for president. I'm going to guess that was some voice to text and it didn't capture your sentiment correctly. Lewis want to know, why do he defend this man so much? You got to ask him. I don't know why. And I'm not even trying to, here's what I like to do. Here's what I like to do. And this is for real. I like to, you're not going to make me agree with you if I don't agree with you, more than likely. But at least I want to understand where you're coming from. Ron says, I'm not voting for president. It doesn't make a difference. Oh. Y'all do know, I peeped what the latest move is from the black Republicans and black independents who are voting for Donald Trump. I peeped what the move is. The move is now to try to convince people, to try to convince black people that even participating in the voting system is bad. That's the new move. Trust me, you're going to start seeing it and hearing it a lot more. From, they're going to start telling you that even if you vote, there's something wrong with you. Because they've come to the conclusion that they can't convince you to vote for Trump. They can't talk about how bad Joe Biden is and all that stuff no more. So vote for Trump. But they've come to the conclusion that they can now convince you to stay home. Y'all, I see this stuff and I hear just like I hear the Democrats using weird a lot now. It's a good strategy because it accurately depicts who they are. Republicans in a lot of their positions and stuff is really just weird stuff. But there's a new strategy. I guess while they develop a strategy, there's a new strategy to try to convince those black people who are on the fence. Don't be on the fence. Just don't vote. Just don't vote. Your vote don't matter. Politicians don't care about your vote. They only care about people with money, people with power. If you out there voting, then you playing right into their hands. I promise y'all, that's the new move. Don't vote. So we got to push back against the don't vote move. Now, if you choose to not vote, I'm all right with that. You got a right to not vote. So I'm not trying to, force anything down anybody's throat. I've never been a proponent of that. But the move to not vote, to tell you to not vote, they're going to vote. Ron says, I'm not even going to vote for president. How many of y'all believe that? Show of hands. How many of y'all believe Ron is not gonna vote? How many of y'all believe that? As much as Ron been on here telling you to vote for Donald Trump, telling you that he's going to vote for Donald Trump, how many of y'all believe that just today he done made up his mind he not voting? Just today, all of these independents who are for Trump that made up their mind just today that they not gonna vote now. It don't make a difference. It's a movement. Convince you to not vote. I'm not gonna vote. I'm not gonna vote. I'm not gonna vote. Voting don't make a difference. I'm not gonna vote. You know where you gonna see them on election day? In line, waiting to vote. Don't fall for that. It's a trick. I promise y'all, it's a trick. And they'll tell you people with money, people with power, they don't even participate. Yes, they do. They participate big time. They participate with their money. They participate with their power, with their influence. And yes, they encourage people to vote, and they vote. You're telling me Mark Cuban ain't gonna vote? You're telling me Elon Musk not voting? Come on. You're telling me George Clooney, he ain't voting? They're going to vote. They're going to encourage their people to vote for whatever is in their best interest. Not in the people's best interest, but Elon Musk wants you to vote for Elon Musk's best interest. Ron says, you just told a bold-faced lie, and everybody knows it because I said I wasn't going to vote on your show for president. Ron, you've been telling us that you was going to vote for Donald Trump for what feel like a year and a half now. You've been hollering and screaming and cussing Donald Trump for what feel like a year and a half now. You are going to vote. You're not fooling us. You're going to vote, Rod. You're going to vote for Donald Trump. And that's fine. That is absolutely fine. I see these things. I see these tricks. I see if you want to call them games or whatever, I see the strategy. We got one strategy. That strategy was, Joe is too old. Don't vote for him. He too old. He an old racist. Don't vote for him. He need to be out the race. Don't vote for the old racist that's got dementia who need to be out of the race. That was the whole strategy. Then he dropped out of the race, and then why would he drop out of the race? See, that ain't good. He against democracy. How dare he drop out of the race? You wanted him out of the race. He gave you what you wanted, and then you was mad because you didn't actually want that. You wanted him to stay in the race, but you wanted to use that he should drop out the race. But then he did drop out the race, and then y'all realized, ooh, we didn't want him to drop out the race. He actually gave us what we said we wanted, not what we actually wanted. So, ooh, we mad now. Yeah, I tried to make a big deal about Kamala Harris, doing simple things like laughing. Oh, she be laughing. When people say funny shit, people laugh. Normal people laugh every once in a while. Like they try to blow that up into a huge issue. They did a supercut of her laughing on Fox News. They did a supercut of the woman laughing on Fox News. And people was like, people laugh. Like that's a normal thing that normal people do. Who thinks it's abnormal to laugh? Weird people. Weird people think it's abnormal for a normal human to laugh sometimes. So they kind of had to abandon that. They've been trying to work on their messaging, something to get her. Like, we got to get her. We got to get something that we can throw at her that can stick. We gotta figure it out. Something that'll stick. They haven't come up with it yet. In the interim, we not voting. You what? We not voting. We are the black intelligentsia, and we've decided that if you vote, you're part of the problem. again, there are some people who will fall for it, which is why we have to keep saying, no, that's not the case. Go vote. Go vote. If you choose to vote, go vote. Don't let people distract you by trying to convince you that voting is for the weak. Because all those people who saying, don't vote. The vote is, you're part of the problem. You being tricked by the system. You this, you that if you vote. They're going to be voting. They're trying everything. They have resorted to everything from racism to sexism to pure unadulterated lunacy to convince people Kamala ain't it. Yes, that was from Raven Monday, who I got a chance to hear probably about 5 minutes of this morning. I was pulling up and getting out of the car, so I heard her for about 5 minutes. The 5 minutes that she did, I was mad as hell at her. Because I done told her I don't know how many times, don't be running that board and hosting the show. She gonna keep doing it. She ain't listening to me. If they ain't got nobody to run the board and they want you to host, we playing music. They get somebody in there that will take advantage and use you up. They don't care. So I was a little mad at you. But that's okay. I understand you ain't doing it because they telling you to do it. You doing it because, number one, you can do it. You have the talent and the ability to do it. And, you know what I'm saying? You like doing what you do. So I get it. That's the same reason why I was doing it. Because I can and because I like it. But it might not be the best thing for you to do because then they begin to take you for granted. But that's just me prophesying. No, that's not me prophesying. That's just me giving you some good advice. That's just me trying to give you some good advice. But, you do what you do. Because, again, I understand it. When you like what you're doing, when you do, well, like, you know what I'm saying? Most people in radio don't make no money. For most people, radio cannot, will not, should not be a full-time job. It don't pay enough for most people. Some people, you know what I'm saying, things happen and, things roll in a way that it becomes financially okay for them. And some people straight up profit very heftily. I don't even think that's a word, but y'all know what I mean. There's some people who make a lot of money doing radio. I would argue that 98% of the people who do radio, that ain't their only job because it don't pay like that. So for you to do it, you really have to like doing it. Like, you got to love it. Most people in radio just love being in radio. They love communicating with the masses on that level. And so when you get opportunity to do what you love to do, you know what I'm saying? You're like, well, yeah, I'll do both of those. I get to do this. I'll do both. That's fine. I can do it. It ain't that big of a deal. So I get it. But you heard what I said. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I heard about 5 minutes of her, and I appreciated what she was saying about the NABJ convention. But yeah, man, they gonna try to convince you we need to make sure that we keep pushing get out to vote. I don't just mean pushing get out to vote to people who want to vote like you. See, I think everybody with some idea of, what they want to see should educate themselves a little bit and then vote their interests. Now, again, if you believe that the President of the United States can make every parent go to parent-teacher conferences, if you believe that is one of his powers, you might not be one of those people who should vote. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Take some civics classes, read up a little bit on, the government and how things work. And then be like, okay, so this is what the president can do. Okay. And this is what he said he gonna do, and this is what he say or she say she gonna do. So, all right, let me vote this way. Because now I understand what they can and what they can't do and the powers they have and how they affect us and all that kind of stuff. I'm just being honest. I mean, the Twin was who I had in my mind, but Twin is not the only person who doesn't understand what the president can and what the president can't do. It's not there's his level of understanding and in that sense might be a little lower than some other people's level of understanding. That don't mean his level of intelligence is low. That just means that's something that he doesn't understand, but he could, read up on that and understand it, or listen to people who are trying to tell him the truth. Because I don't attack Twin. You know what I'm saying? I don't attack Twin. I think that man got a right to vote or not vote. He got a right to vote for Trump or not vote for Trump. He got a right to not vote in presidential elections and only vote in local elections. He got a right to do all of that stuff. So somebody who's trying to help you, listen to them. If you believe that the mayor of your city has the ability and the authority to make all the young people in your city not listen to vulgar hip hop, you might not be the right person to vote in your city elections. Just maybe. And once you find out, he does not have that authority, because that's not even reasonable that anybody would have that authority. Once you figure that out, then you're like, okay, I get it. So I should be voting on these different things because these are the things that he has the power to do. Got you. Ray would say I should devote a show to civics one day. I might do that. And have people cussing me out. How the fuck you think the president can't just change the Constitution? All he got to do is say it, and then it become a part of the Constitution. Goofy ass. It's not the way it works. It don't work like that. No, it's a whole lot of stuff that gotta happen to amend the Constitution. No, he don't, goofy ass. He the president, nigga. He could just say this is what it is, and then that just be what it is, nigga. Shit. No, it don't work. It doesn't, because things have to pass, and then it's got to go to the states, and it's got to be ratified. No, goofy ass nigga. I don't know how to. I'm just trying to teach you that's not the way it works. I'm sorry, that's not the way it works. I don't know whether to take you serious or not, because you always playing. They wrote books about this. I'm just telling you what the truth is. I'm just being honest. I'm telling you the truth. Right. Civics 101. Breaking it down in dummy terms. Oh. And again, I'm not saying that the man is not intelligent. I'm not saying the man is not intelligent. But some stuff you just don't know. Some stuff you just don't know. There's certain stuff I don't know. I'm not that smart. But there are some things that I know and some things that I don't. I tell you all the time. Well, maybe I don't tell y'all this all the time, but I think it all the time. There are certain things in my household I don't handle. Mrs. Livingston is a very smart woman. And she got like a number of degrees and shit. And she has a number of experiences in her field that I don't. So when it comes to certain stuff, and I was talking to a preacher once. This is another true story. I don't know why I'll be telling y'all these stories. I was talking to a preacher once, right? And he was trying to sell me some stuff. And it was out of an area of my expertise, okay? But I had a wife who understands like she has more expertise in this area than you do. And so he keeps saying to me, so you want to do this, so you want to do that? And I keep saying to him, well, I'm going to defer to Mrs. Livingston. And at one point, he looked at me, promise y'all, he said this, what kind of man are you that you can't even make decisions for your own household? And I laughed. And all I did was tell him I'm a smart man because she knows more about this than I do. So she's understanding everything that you're saying. All of this jargon that you're throwing at me, that you know that I don't know, that make you sound smart. She know it. And I'm telling you, just I didn't say this, but the look on her face is telling me you full of shit. You done learned some jargon and a little bit about what you're doing, but you don't know what you're talking about. So really what's about to happen is I'm about to let her bust your head and tell you no and say some shit that you don't understand. But I don't have a problem understanding that it's certain stuff that I don't know. That didn't make me stupid. I think that's only wise. If you got somebody who know more than you know, who has a level of expertise. She's not an expert because I don't believe in experts. But she has a level of expertise. She's been in that field for over 20 years. And I want to say technically she's done it all. Why wouldn't I let her handle that? Or at the very least, because that's really what's happening, she's going to advise me. We are going to make that final decision. Now, you let me talk about putting some brakes on her car. She look at me and she say, why are you even looking at me? I don't know nothing about that. Bam, that's all me. It's all me. It's all me. And she does still defer to me. She'll say, hold on, let me explain to you everything that he just said. Here is what he's trying to get you to do. He wants you to do this and do this and do that. Now, if you do this and do this and do that, you're going to F that up. So that's a bad idea. I don't know who told him that that was a good idea, but that's a horrible idea. If you do what he trying to get you to do, we going to be all effed up. So what you want to do? You know what I'm saying? So she still defers to me like, let me explain what happened. It's an effed up deal. Don't take it. Now, tell him. And then I'm like, yeah, nah, I don't think we gonna do that. I don't think we gonna do that. So you let a woman run your house. If that's what you want to call it, yes. So all of that to say, it don't mean I'm stupid. Because there's an area that I don't thoroughly understand. I don't move in that area. So if you don't understand the powers of the president and all of that, powers of the mayor and all of that kind of stuff, you're not necessarily stupid. You just don't understand it. Sometimes you can listen to people who understand it. LaDonna says she checking you. See, that's the wrong attitude to have. Let me tell y'all something my cousin Helen told me. And she told me to tell y'all this. I promise y'all, I'm not making it up. Last thing, I was walking out the door. We was getting ready to leave. The last thing she said to me was, make sure you explain to those women who... I wasn't doing thumbs up. Make sure that you understand, that you explain to those women how to respect their man, their husband. So it's not she checking me. She's helping me. She's helping me. That's it. She's letting me know stuff that... Is it the first B of the season that got in? I don't have my spray. Hold on. I think this is the first B of the season that has gotten in. I still don't know how they getting in, y'all. But I got my spray here, so if he come back this way, he got to get it. But yeah, no, she's not checking me. She's helping me. And women, men, there are men who believe, oh, my woman can't tell me nothing. No. Let that woman help you. Oh, there he is. He's back. Oh, no. I'm about to have to get up and spray. I'll be right back. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. I didn't get him. Hold on. I can get him now. His ass got away. I know he didn't. There we go. He's done. He's done. I don't know how these bees are getting in here. I'm going to have to figure it out. I got to kind of keep my eye on him. We got beef. Me and the bees got beef. And I can't get to him to get him. And I don't have my little racket down here to zap him. I'm not going to pass out from the fumes. You may have a hive in the house. I think that's what he's saying. No. There's a opening somewhere where they get in. There's a crack somewhere where they get in from time to time. Ronald says, too much spray. No, wasn't too much spray. I was far away, so I had to... Y'all let me handle the bee stuff here, okay? Y'all let me handle the bee stuff. What was I saying? I don't know what I was saying. Again, their move is to get people to not vote. Don't fall for it, and don't let the people that you know fall for it, okay? CK.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Livingston?
CK, I'm doing good. How are you?
That's a good-ass show I was listening to, man. You was doing your thing on that. You heard me, the afternoon experiment? You heard of that one?
I heard of it.
That shit be banging, though, on the real. For real.
All right.
But you gotta stop that profanity. You got to. You sound like you've been locked up for 27 years, sir.
Who using profanity?
You cuss like you have not been able to cuss, and you just got...
When did I cuss? Wait, when did I cuss?
You was cussing earlier today in your platform, and you know it,
What
sir.
What did
You
I
freaking
say?
know it.
No, what did
You
I
said
say?
effing. Oh, okay. Okay? I'm gonna rewind it. You say my wife, she got all kind of master's degree and shit. She said she got master's degree and shit.
That's
That was
not.
disrespectful.
Look, no, look. Number one, you can say that on TV and on the radio, so I don't know that really count as cussing.
Yeah. I mean, I can give you that, brother. I can give you that, but man, listening to your platform, man, I'm seeing what you're going through with this. The run on. It was a run on question. You have to hit them hard. You know, you're an interviewer. Stop asking these long ass built up questions. Get them. Just shoot for the gut. Don't ask them, well, why you do this? Why you was hating on Bill Cosby? No, just get to the damn point. Why you put the Central Park 5 on the front page?
Hold on.
You're racist?
CK, I think we gonna disagree on this one. I think she structured the question. If she would have just said whatever the end of the question is, like, why should black people trust you? That's a whole different question than hitting him with all of the BS that he said about black people. So you said you did this and you said that and you did this and you said that, you said that, you said that, you said that. With all of that being said, why should black people trust you? That creates a whole separate question than just if she sits down and says, Mr. President, or, I don't know if they call him still Mr. President. Sometimes they do. Why should black people trust you? It's a different question. So you gotta set some questions up sometimes. CK? I don't know what happened. I guess he changed his mind. Yeah, I thought it wasn't a whole lot of, that was a very well structured question. Set up question. It's very well structured. That's the way you're supposed to do it. That's the way I've been trying to get a certain somebody to do it for years. Okay, Donald Trump, why should black people trust you? I mean, I know that, you know black people and that you hired Omarosa and you put her in the White House, and I know you did this and I know you did that, but some people gonna want to, and I had to ask the question, they want to know why should black people trust you? Like, that's a weak, excuse me, CK, that's a weak pussy ass question. You know what I'm saying? But the way she asked it was a good question. She didn't try to give him the answer in the question. She laid out a whole case. And then just asked him, so why should black people trust you after you done did all that? More journalists should ask questions like that. Also, moving on. Also, Simone Biles won gold today in the all-around. She won gold in the all-around. So, Jerica says, oh, Lord, that's not vulgar. There is nothing vulgar about that. I think that is the technical term for that type of question. You ask somebody, some Oxford, Cambridge scholar, and you give them that question and you say, by definition, how would you define that type of question? They're going to say, I would say that would be a pussy-ass question. That's what they going to say. And you'd be like, what? And be like, no, it's in the book. It's the technical term for that question. It's not vulgar. Simone Biles won gold in the all-around. Ben, was this her third gold, Olympic gold as all around. Like, she doing big stuff. And people were mad because her husband had on her gold medal. Stop it. If Mrs. Livingston go to the Olympics and win a gold medal, you best believe I'm putting it on. I'm going to take a picture with it. I'm going to brag about it. I'm going to wear it while we celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Come on. People just be mad about it. I told y'all people be looking for reasons to be offended. Why does he have on her gold medal? That's their gold medal. They got married. Two became one. He want to wear his wife's gold medal. Guess what? If he win a Super Bowl, you think she ain't gonna slip the ring on her finger? You think Simone Biles ain't gonna one day slip the Super Bowl ring on her finger? For real. If your husband won the Super Bowl and he got a Super Bowl ring, are you gonna put it on once? He go to the NBA Finals and win the championship. You gonna put the ring on once? Take a picture like, look at this. Look, bitches. That's not vulgar either, because that's what women say. Come on. They mad at him. That man is enjoying celebrating his wife. He's enjoying celebrating his wife, and people out there hating. But yeah, now she won. I think though, and again, I'm Olympically challenged. I was about to lie. I was about to say I'm more into the Winter Olympics than the Summer Olympics. I like to watch some of the stuff, the final competition it is. I don't necessarily love all of the preliminaries. Certain stuff I do. Hold on, I do have to say this. I normally like to watch the Brazilian volleyball team, but I will say they are lackluster this year in terms of watchability. They really only got one Brazilian girl, the short one, who it's fun to watch her jump. You know what I'm saying? There's only one of them. I think they got like three of them that's kind of cute, but only one of them where you pan the camera down. What you doing? You know, the Brazilians ain't picking the right volleyball players lately. Let's see. What you think of Snoop as an MC and commentator? I haven't actually watched anything that he's commentated on. I haven't watched anything that he's commentated on. Yeah, track and field. But I don't like all of the additional heats. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we don't do this heat and then another day or so we gonna do another heat and then, just give me the best ones. They running. Whoever win get gold. Whoever come in second get silver. Whoever come in third get bronze. That's what I want to see. I get all of the different heats, and I get the way the competition works. I understand it, but there's an excitement, or at least for me, there's more of an excitement when you're at the final and these are the stakes. Now I like watching the off Winter Olympic events. The stuff that don't nobody like curling. I like watching that in the Winter Olympics. I'll tell you, I'm not necessarily watching badminton, even though I think I could win a gold in badminton. I'm telling you, every time I play badminton, I be dominating. from little kids to teenagers to, 20-something-year-olds to grown men and, especially old people. I be dominating. Key.
Hey, what's going on, Emanuel? How are you today?
Key, I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, okay. You had a good day yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 'cause I know you said you had to go out and do something after we got the phone yesterday.
Uh-huh. Didn't hit any rain.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool. You talking about the Olympics?
Yes.
Oh, okay. What about the breakdance and stuff? When are they supposed to show that?
I don't know. I'm not
Because they-
necessarily looking forward to seeing that.
Well, 'cause it's new as they debut, so I want to see like what all it entails. You know what I mean?
I think I don't want to see it more because it's stupid.
Well, you don't know exactly what they're gonna do, though.
But here's why I'm saying it's stupid. I'm saying it's stupid because of my
Here we go.
ignorance. Okay, just to be honest,
It's
because
about what?
because I'm ignorant, I'm saying it's
Okay.
stupid. Okay, so I want to be clear
Okay.
about that. But it's breakdancing. It's subjective,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
So I mean, do they have? Is there gonna be? You gotta do this move. You gotta do
That's what I'm
that
saying, we don't
move.
know.
You
So
gotta
it's
do
new,
that.
So that's what.
But-
right, that's what I'm saying. It's new. We don't know, so that's why I want to see like what they're gonna do with it. You know?
But that's why I'm saying it's stupid. Because,
Hey, true.
in my opinion, as a non-dancer, in my opinion, breakdancing is all about the creative. Dancing is all about, movement and creativity, right? So if you telling me I have to do this move, and then I have to follow that with that move, and then I have to do this, then that seems to me to pull a lot of the creativity out of it. But like you said, y'all will see. I will probably not watch it.
Go get them a view, Emmanuel, so they can bring it back for the next Olympics. I don't know when it come on, though. A lot of the stuff, I don't know when exactly they show what. I just happen to flip every now and then I see, like,
What?
different stuff on. So
Well,
I don't know
see,
when they
here's the
supposed to
deal.
show. I hope I ain't missed it.
But here's the deal.
Hey, Brent.
Because it's happening in Paris, there's a time difference. So a lot of those events are happening Eastern time zone, like really early in the morning to just early afternoon.
Okay,
So when
don't-
you're
don't they
watching
repeat
it,
some of that stuff?
huh?
Don't they repeat some of that stuff?
Well,
though?
that's what I say. When you're watching it late at night, you're watching a replay.
Okay, it's on right now. So what am I watching
But-
right now?
I don't know. It all depends. But if you like, I have Peacock, and so on Peacock they
Yeah,
show
you
me
know
like.
your codes.
Yeah, no, well, on Peacock, they show me, like, this event is going to happen at 5 a.m. Eastern time. I'm not getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch, you know what I'm saying, what the thing with the little swords.
Fencing.
Yeah, I'm not getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch no damn fencing.
Why? You better get them a view. You better get your butt up.
No, not happening. So, yeah, you can watch it live or you can watch the replay. Yeah, a lot of times I just watch the replay so I can fast forward through the boring parts.
Oh, okay. You a hot mess. But what about Coco Golf? You watch tennis? You like
I
tennis?
do watch tennis, and I like Coco Golf.
Okay, yeah. Is she supposed to be coming to the Open in Mason?
They have her on the billboard, so
I know. I wouldn't mind checking that out.
I went up there one year. Well, actually 2 years. I went to the Open up there, and it's a pretty.
Serena was
Yeah,
there?
if you like tennis, it's an interesting time.
Okay, you went when Serena was there. Or you just went when Miss Money.
I did. I went one year when Serena was there, and I think both years I went, Serena was there. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, 'cause she's doing pretty good. So yeah. But I just want to say hey everybody in the chat and just see what you up to. So is this gonna be your new background now, or you just experimenting?
But this has been my background for a long time, and it probably is about time I
I
change it.
remember it changed sometimes. 'Cause sometimes you be looking dark, sometimes it be looking light, sometimes it be looking kind of.
Well, that just be
If you was going with this.
Yeah, that'd
or
be
you
my
was just
terrible
playing
lighting.
with it.
But this is it for now. It really is probably about time that I change it. So
Hey, Raven.
we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Alrighty, Emmanuel. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day, and you gotta put a parental advisory up in your corner too, 'cause you just cussing like a sailor. Don't say you don't cuss.
Who cussing? What
You-
cussing have I
Cussing
done?
and you cussing and fussing. That's
What
you doing.
cussing have I done?
All of it.
Like what?
Don't be trying to have me to start.
No,
cussing,
you can
too.
say, you know how to say cuss words without saying them. Like, you can say the S word. That's on TV everywhere. So that's not, something where you have to put up a parental advisory. You can say ass. Ass
Well,
is
what
even...
about grabbing about the ussy? You saying the ussy. Did you say that?
Have
Or
you ever...
try to say you was looking for your cat?
Is it not a word that's used for cats? Can you not say that word?
What?
Like a pussycat. Now, did I just cuss? Did I just cuss?
You a mess.
Clearly,
So
I
you talking about-
didn't,
you
because
talking
it's
about a private-
not
you
a
explaining
cuss
the
word.
private part.
I wasn't.
Oh, okay. Is that what? Oh, you wasn't?
No. Saying that
Okay,
something
man.
is a pussy-ass question ain't talking about no private part.
Oh, okay.
It's not a question that came out of a vagina.
Emanuel, you trying to get out of what you really saying?
What? I'm saying what I'm saying.
Okay. We'll get it together, okay?
All right.
All right, Emanuel. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You do the
Okay,
same.
is that Bengals orange?
No. This is like
Okay.
more of a, if anything, more of a Texas burnt orange.
Okay, Texas
But
orange.
it's not quite there. It's somewhere in between there.
No, because Texas is kind of like burnt orange. That ain't burnt orange.
I just said that
But
it's
like you say, it
somewhere
could
in
be your
between.
bad lighting, as you say.
Yeah, it's a lighting thing.
Alrighty, man. You enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, Key.
All right, till next time. Take
All right.
care of yourself and each other.
All right. Hold on. Let me help Key out. I might be able to do this on my phone. I think I can connect here. Connect. Oh, this connection is slow. I don't know that I like that. Connect here. And let's... How about that? Is that a little better? It's not too bright. I feel dark now. See? That feel bright. 2 steps feel too dark. Sorry, y'all. This is Key's fault. That feel too dark to me. I don't... Sorry. All right. Yeah, no, that's not cussing. Funny story. I think this story is only funny to me. You had to be there to get it, but I'm going to tell the story anyway. When I was in high school, one of my best friends was a dude from Nigeria. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to butcher it. But it was a dude from Nigeria. We were in an English class, and we had to write a story about something that shaped us as a young person. I promise y'all, this is, somebody said it's too dark. All right. What's happening? Nothing is on auto. Why are you going back up? Yeah, stop changing. Hold on. So we had to write a story about something that changed us in our youth or something like that. And my friend from Nigeria wrote this story. And I promise you, I kid y'all not, he wasn't trying to be funny. He was as serious as he could be, and he did not understand why we were all laughing at him. But his story was about when he got his first pussy. And he talked about when he got his first pussy, it was so small and cuddly, but, it was furry and warm. And how it was a descriptive essay. And so the description, of course, he was talking about a cat. But the way that he was describing when he got his first pussy, telling you, we were just dying, and he was getting frustrated because he did not think he was saying anything funny at all. And the teacher kept trying to stop us from laughing because clearly we all understood what he was talking about, but it's America and we are 15. You know what I'm saying? And you're reading your essay about getting your first pussy. And so he really didn't understand it. He read his essay. We all laughed. The teacher said that was a wonderful essay. Everything was good, so on and so forth. He was mad at everybody. And then after class, I did explain to him that slang-wise, you know, pussy is vagina. And he understood it then, even though to him it didn't make sense. Like, why would that be that? I don't know why that's that. It just is. But it was the funniest thing. Because again, it wasn't just that he talked about getting his first. It was how he described the feeling, the hairiness of it, and, you know, the soft, warm, it fit right in line. And, you know, after that, he understood why everybody was laughing so hard. But I say all of that to say, it's not a bad word. It's not a bad word. The teacher would not have been able to stop me from laughing. I would have been on the floor. Yeah, because you can't help yourself. And you know how it is when you laughing about something and you trying to not laugh. That even makes it funnier. Like, we literally were falling out of the seats, rolling on the floor, laughing. He did, Ed says, was it wet? He talked about it getting wet. I think he was talking in the context of, you know, trying to bathe it or something like that, but he did talk about it getting wet. It was the funniest thing. It was the funniest thing you would ever hear. And just for him to deliver, like, it's almost like he was what they call it, deadpan. You know, his delivery was so deadpan, but it's because he was serious about it. Like, it wasn't a joke to him. It was the funniest thing. I always, when people talk about that, he talked about it licking itself to clean itself and all of that kind of stuff. It was a descriptive essay. So yes, he described all, because, you know, cats do lick themselves. So yeah, he talked about all of that kind of stuff. And the more he talked, the funnier it got. And of course, he was reading it out loud. It was just the funniest thing ever. So no, it's not a bad word unless you make it a bad word. Don't make it a bad word. But okay, so yes, Simone Biles won gold. That's good. What else? There was something else that I wanted to talk about. There was something else. I can't think of what it is. Oh, man. I can't think of what it is that I wanted to talk about, the third thing. Trump, the Olympics. I wanted to shout out normal people. By normal, I mean people who go to work every day. You know what I'm saying? People shout out people who do amazing athletic things. Like we're celebrating Simone Biles. Oh, she's the greatest ever. We celebrate, this basketball player, this person, especially during the Olympic season. We always celebrating all of these people who do these amazing things financially. Oh, and he's so rich, and he's so that, and he's so this, and oh, he got $1 million, and he made $3 million, and he this and this and that. You know, we celebrate all of these people, but we very rarely celebrate, give credit to just normal people. People who get up every day, who are honorable people, who live their life, don't hurt nobody, go to work or work in their business or whatever to try to make ends meet for them and their family, try to provide a service to the community, and maybe they don't make a lot of money doing it and all of that kind of stuff. Just regular good fathers. Like, he's a good father. Well, so-and-so, oh man, and he's a coach, and then both his sons this, and they're going to he got 2 sons going to the NFL, and da, 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 da. He's such a great father. Like, okay, that's fine, he might be a great father, but what about this guy? He had 2 regular sons. He's teaching them right from wrong. He's showing them love. He's showing them how to be, in touch with who they are, and, just normal. He's a good dad. She's a good mom. It's a good brother or a good sister. They love each other. I like to celebrate just regular people who doing it. You're no less than somebody who make a whole lot of money, who got a big house and drive fancy cars, winning gold medals and so on and so forth. You may not have those level of skills in terms of, all of these athletic achievements and all that kind of stuff. But, man, you make the world go. I appreciate you if you are out there doing your best to stay sane, to be a asset to the community, stay out of trouble, stay out of people's business, be happy. Just live a normal, happy, healthy life. If you are striving for that, I salute you. If you're a good mother, I salute you. If you're a good father, I salute you. You're a good sibling, brother, sister, I salute you. If you're a good cousin, I salute you. A good friend, I salute you. You get up and go to work, make a living for you or for your family, I salute you. I do. Because nobody shows normal people love. Everybody pretend, I'm for real, and I don't know why it bothers me so that everybody pretend like, you know what I'm saying, if you don't have $6 million in the bank, then you're not as good as somebody who do. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. So you have to be good? Yes. I'm not saluting bad people. Most normal people are good people. I think the bad people are not the norm. They're abnormal. I don't salute them. Not today. But today, I'm saluting all of the just regular, normal people who are good people. I also wanted to discuss, and I do have to get out of here. I wanted to discuss, I was reading this article. Oh, let me see if I can pull it back up. Okay, no, here are 2 things. Ohio residents can now add their driver's licenses and state IDs to their Apple Wallet. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know that I trust them enough. I mean, when you think about it, Jerica, I agree with you. But I'm going to finish this thought, and then I'm going to come back to what you put up there. Look, I like technology. I like technology as much as, maybe not as much as the next guy, but I like technology. And I understand that some things make things more convenient, but at the same time, I understand that we don't really have any privacy nowadays. Like somebody was saying, I saw a post and something about, people worried about people tracking them and whatever. but you carrying a tracking device with you at all times, most of us. So I understand, you know, the genie is out the bottle, the pussy is out the bag, all of that different stuff. I understand all of that. But it's still just some levels of, I don't necessarily have to help you invade my privacy. And I won't be adding my license and my state ID to my Apple Wallet. I won't be doing that. If you want to do it, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you. I'm not saying you're a bad person or anything like that. I'm just, maybe eventually it'll be the norm. There's a lot of stuff that is the norm now that I don't have Alexa. I can say, hey Siri, all day. Nothing gonna happen. Because I don't have that connected on my phone. Nothing wrong with you if you do. But there's certain stuff I just don't trust yet. Certain stuff I don't trust it yet. But yeah, apparently Ohio residents, you can add your driver's license and state ID. Then they get you like, oh, well, see, instead of bringing your driver's license, you can use that to go through the TSA line. It ain't that hard to reach in my pocket. I'm gonna do it right now. Reach in my pocket, pull out my driver's license, and say, here you go. Y'all didn't think I was gonna show that on screen, did y'all? I'm not showing it on screen. I got my cards here, but you don't get to see it. And put it back in my pocket. That's not that hard to do. But it's so much more convenient to just, it might be. I don't trust it yet. I don't trust it yet. So yeah, I can't get with it. I can't get with it. I don't have Siri. I mean, I have Siri. From time to time, I ask Siri stuff, but I have to activate Siri. Now, please don't think that that means that I believe that they not listening. I told y'all the story about the green leather jacket. They're listening. But I'm not going to necessarily go overboard to participate in the listening. I don't have a smart house where I'm in Alabama talking about turn on the lights in the kitchen. No, I'm not. No. Don't trust it. I just don't. I'm not saying you're wrong if you do. But I just don't. Hold on, let me read what Jerica said, if I can find it. Jerica says, if you ain't out here securing the bag, you ain't doing something right, is what's being communicated, unfortunately. And that's true. People do. People say, I keep telling y'all, people say things that I don't think they really realize what they're saying a lot of times and the negative implications of it. You're weak and there's something wrong with you if you're not out here and your whole life is focused on getting money. Everything you do supposed to be focused on getting money. I don't do it if it don't make me no money. I don't go there if it ain't gonna make me no money. I don't know. Everything can't be about just chasing money. I get you can do some great things with money. You can help people with money. Ain't nothing wrong with getting money. But I think the idea that when young people, I think a lot about young people in a good way. I have another story, which is why I had to preface that. I think a lot about how young people are taking some of the things that we say and running with them. You know that there's a lot of young people now who really believe that should be their entire focus in life. And they'll do anything to chase the bag. Anything. And we don't want to see them do anything. But we tell them to do just about anything. We do. We tell people kind of that the measure of a man is how much money he got. And I'm not knocking you if you got a lot of money. But that don't make you more of a man than somebody who don't. But we do. We send, by we, I mean certain people in our society. So I would say, you know, in particular that I know about our culture. We will tell people in a heartbeat, get that money. But this ain't right and that ain't right, get that money. Well, I did this and I did that. That's bad. Well, I need to get that money. That makes it good. You did it. You might have harmed some people in the way that you did it or in what you did, but you was making that money. And people look at themselves, you know, like, you know, they're better than other people if they got more money than they got. And I just don't agree with that. Scott says, what do you consider a lot of money? It varies depending on people, and it varies depending on what you're doing. A lot of money is subjective, very much. If I got you a gumball and I sell it to you for $10, that's a lot of money. It's subjective. It all depends on what you're talking about. So I don't have a answer for that question, Scott. But yeah, now there are people running around here who will do anything for money. And there are people running around here who are telling people that your main focus should be money. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. But again, I wanted to shout out normal people. Now, the reason I had to, because there was one other story, and then I got to go, because like I said, I have an appointment. I'm looking at this WKRC Local 12 investigation, prompting the city to take action against sex offenders violating restrictions about where they live. Local 12 found that even in Norwood, which has passed tougher restrictions than the state provides, and where violators are aggressively pursued by the city attorney, there were still 5 sex offenders in violation, living close to schools and all of that kind of stuff. Because of Local 12's reporting, the Norwood City Attorney's Office sent out letters to those 5 people on the sex offender registry telling them they must move or the city will file suit against them. And in this story, there's a gentleman, a guy, a male. Says, not everyone agrees that this is, hold on, let me give credit to who this story is by. This is a story by David Winter, WKRC. Local 12. It's on their website. He says, not everyone agrees that restricting where people on the sex offender registry live makes children safer. In fact, some say that it can make society less safe and that it treats people who have served their sentences unfairly. Here's where I want to discuss this part. Almost 23 years ago, I had a conviction for indecent liberties with a minor, custodial, and it was my 14-year-old stepdaughter who was my victim. This is from Philip Casso. Philip Casso said the offense involved touching. Philip says when he touched his stepdaughter, but he has since served 5 years of probation, been through counseling, and will be on the sex offender registry for the rest of his life. He says, along with public shaming, lost job opportunities, and the constant threat of vigilantism, it also restricts where he can live. Brenda Jones, executive director of the National Association of Rational Sex Offense Laws, says there's just something wrong with the system that turns people from humans into monsters. If not for a sex offense, then petty theft or other crimes of desperation, if a person could have stable housing, they wouldn't have problems. Philip Queso, he says, if you serve your time, your debts to society should be square. He says if they've gone through parole and probation, they've been supervised, and now it's time for them to have a second chance. Philip, incidentally, has reconciled with his wife and said he now has a good relationship with his stepdaughter he illegally touched. What is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? Philip touched his stepdaughter. He was 38, she was 14. Philip touched his stepdaughter. Philip didn't go to jail. He just had probation and counseling. Philip didn't go to jail. Probation and counseling. And now, him and his wife have reconciled, and he's got a good relationship with the stepdaughter. What? I know this is judgmental. Philip should have gone to jail for some significant amount of time, because he's admitting that he did it. He's not saying I was falsely accused of. Nah, he said he did it. He should go to jail for some time. No, he shouldn't be able to live near a school. And I get one of the arguments they made in the article is, you know, he didn't do it to somebody at a school or something like that. So him living near a school shouldn't matter because, you know, most sex offenders offend somebody in the family. As if that's okay. But you're a sex offender, you're touching 14-year-olds. Sorry, you don't get to live near a school. You should have been in jail. You don't get to live near a school. And your wife now should go to jail and lose her child. Judgmental of me. I know it's judgmental. But if you running around touching your 14-year-old stepdaughter, and did anybody ask the stepdaughter, is she okay with this? Like, oh, me and my stepdaughter have a great relationship. I'm certain she gonna act like y'all got a great relationship. And hopefully she get out the house and she heals. There's a good chance she's going through some really traumatic things mentally. No, we've got a great relationship now. You touched her when she was 14. Ronald said, must be white. I don't know if they white. They're from West Virginia, apparently. I think as a mother, your job is to protect, one of your jobs is to protect your children. I'm going to say your main job is to protect your children. But you don't do keep an eye on him all the time. If you got to keep an eye on him all the time, why are you with him? Well, they have a good relationship now. What do they do? What do they do now that they have a good relationship? They hang out? Or they got a good relationship because she don't stab him every time she see him or something? What do a good relationship look like with a person, when he was 38, he touched you when you were 14? And that's him apparently saying they have a good relationship. Because she don't bust out in tears and shakes and all of that kind of stuff and have a mental breakdown every time she see you. Y'all got a good relationship. There's a real good chance that young lady is suffering in silence, grinning to make her mama happy. Y'all probably don't have a good relationship. You're in a good place because you feel absolved. I did some dirt and everybody forgave me. Maybe her mom in a good place because apparently she don't care enough about her child. Not to stop you from doing it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's necessarily her fault. Because people do crazy stuff and people don't know about it. But apparently she knows about it now and still got you around her daughter. I have no respect for Philip, for Philip's wife, and for whoever the judge or whatever was that sentenced him to probation and counseling. None. And I'm going to be praying for the 14-year-old daughter who now has a good relationship with her mama's husband who touched her when she was 14. No, you didn't pay your debt to society. You didn't pay nothing. You was a little embarrassed because you got caught. You had to have probation and you got to be on a list. But you get to go back and silently torture the 14-year-old that you touched in the first place. And she got to watch her mama hug up and kiss up with the man that sexually molested her. I don't know, because thank God I was never put in that situation. But I could imagine a young girl thinking, nobody loves me and nobody's here to protect me. That's a horrible thought to have as a teenager. Nobody loves you. Yeah, because if your mama loved you, she choose you over the man who molested you. She don't choose both. That's not a situation where you get to choose both. You either love him or you love me. You can't say both. He hurt me. If you love me, then you don't want to be with somebody that hurt me. I never hurt him. You don't get to choose both. So if you choose him, you don't love me. And if you with him and I got to be around him, you not protecting me. It's horrible. Horrible. Got a good relationship. It was good for you the whole time, Philip. You got to do whatever you wanted to do. And once you pay your debt to society, we got to start taking, we as a society, we got to start taking protecting our children much more seriously. I'm not saying, look, you don't know people. You know what I'm saying? You like to think you know people, but you don't know people. Anybody could do anything. You don't know. Yes, just, you extend some trust to some people, all of that kind of stuff. Sure. So you can't say, I know with 100% certainty that this person would never do that. You try to get to know them to the point that you can honestly be comfortable and believe that. But, there's sick people out there, and some of them are really good at hiding how sick they are. So you can't necessarily say, I blame you for being with a man who would touch your daughter. you didn't know. But once you know, like, no, not just believe, like, I have my suspicions. Like, no, you know. You 100% held accountable. I don't know. It bothers me, man. I raised 2 girls. One was my biological daughter. One was not my biological daughter. And I could never imagine touching them in any inappropriate way, ever. To do something like that is, I don't even want to use the term sick, because sick to me, you know, kind of like, you know, do you have a sickness, something that can be cured? And I don't necessarily know that that's the case. Moms, dads, we got to protect our children. Take that, if you don't take nothing else, before you go get the bag, before you go find whatever, your number one job is to protect your child. Nothing hurts my heart more that I can think of. Nothing hurts my heart more than a child suffering. Period. But especially something, you know, look, if you poor, like poor, like, you know what I'm saying, you Ethiopia poor, and your child is suffering because they don't have enough food and so on and so forth, that breaks my heart. It does. Somebody molesting a child, touching a 14-year-old. Oh, it's unnecessary. And then to subject them to life around that person afterwards. If you're asking me, somebody should go to jail. That mama should go to jail. He definitely should have been in jail, but that mama should go to jail. At the very least, that child should be removed. I don't know how old the child is. Maybe 19 and even gone. Said 5 years probation. So maybe the kid is 19 and they don't live there anymore. Hopefully, they're not in the presence of that person. But let's protect our children more. Not just from that, but that, I mean, that's what the story I saw today. And it just made me think, 14 years old. Shame. Y'all, I got to get ready to get out of here. I got some stuff I had to go do. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Looks like a nice day out. I'm going to be out and about. Y'all go out. Protect your children. But also, be the reason that somebody smiles today. All right? Till next time. I'm out, y'all. Peace.